to Creative Tuesdays with Liz. I'm really excited to be here again today. I always look forward to this time of just coming together and creating. It's just something that just puts me in a better mood sometimes if I might not be in the best of moods. This always kind of lifts my spirits some. I hope it does the same thing for y'all too. Today we will be creating a pinwheel. We'll be creating a pinwheel that will work. So the things that you will need paper that we're going to cut to any size square. You'll need a ruler, you'll need pencil, scissors, coloring utensils, a hole puncher if you have one. If you don't, that's all right. And there's two different ways that we can put these together. You will either need a pencil with an eraser and a push pin, or you will need a straw and a brad paper fastener. So the first thing you're going to need to do is create your square. So I will make I'll make a 6-inch square here. So we'll mark it so that we can cut our paper and make sure we've got a 6-inch square. You can make it to any size, as large or as small as you want it to be. So then I'll mark it on this side for 6 inches. So we will cut our square. We'll cut the square out there. And then we're going to need to create some creases on it. So we're going to take our square paper and we're going to fold them diagonally and crease it down really good so that you've got a good crease line through there. And we're going to fold it the other way diagonally. And we will crease that down really good. So you're going to have a point in here that will be the middle where your two creases cross each other. We're going to put a dot there, so that's where one hole will be. And then you're going to make sure on each of the triangle areas you put it in the same corner in each one. So I'll put a little dot up here where we'll make a hole on the right side, and I'll do it in the right side of each triangle. Okay, now we're going to have to cut on these crease lines, but we don't need to cut all the way to the middle, to the center dot. So if you want to just mark a little spot on your crease line that's about maybe a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch from the middle dot, mark that so you'll know where just to kind of stop cutting. So once you get those done, you will start to cut on your crease line and stop at the dot that you made. Because if you were to cut all the way to the center dot, then you wouldn't have a square anymore. You would have 4 different rectangles. And you wouldn't be able to make a pinwheel with that. So we've got our paper done. Now you can start decorating it. You can decorate the front and the back if you want to, or just one side. You can decorate this as intricate or, you know, as simply as you wanted to. This can look like anything. And I want you to remember, don't get stressed out about creating. I want you to just enjoy the process. And I want creating to be something that brings you joy. I don't want you to get stressed out or worried or frustrated. So just kind of take your time. And this can be kind of experiment. The first time you do it can be, you know, a little bit of an experiment. And then when you do it again, you'll kind of know more, feel more comfortable and know more what you're doing. But I want you to just have fun decorating your pinwheel. And a pinwheel is something you can give this to anybody. If it's somebody's birthday or just a little something just to to do something kind for somebody else, just to lift their spirits a little. So you can give them a pinwheel. So I'm just creating some curved lines here. But you can create it any way you want to. You didn't even have to use plain white paper. You can use construction paper, any color, anything that you want to. You can decorate this any way. I'm using some pink and purple here. So you will just decorate it, get it looking the way that you want it to. Alright, and when you get it decorated the way that you want it to, we will need to get some holes in all of our dots here. So take your hole puncher, if you have one, and punch a hole where all your dots are. And if you don't have a hole puncher, that's okay. You can very carefully do it with scissors. You'll want to put your finger on the back of where you need to make a hole, and you'll want to open up your scissors and put the point and very gently and carefully push and twist until you kind of create a little hole in it. Now the first way we'll put this together, I'll show you how, if you have a straw and a brad, a paper fastener, you're going to need to make a slit in your straw. If anybody's ever had like a snow cone or like an icy or anything, you know the straws that you get for those, it's a straw, but then also the other end is kind of like a spoon, so that you can scoop it and eat it too if you want to. So we're going to cut a slit in it to kind of give it like a little spoon open flat end down here. And we're going to need to punch a hole in this area too. Okay, so you'll punch your hole in your straw. Now we're going to take and fold in all of our corners, and you've got your brad, your paper fastener. We'll fold in all of our corner holes to the center hole. And we're not going to crease this down. You want it to kind of have like a pocket of air to it. So don't fold that down and make a crease. Just kind of fold over the ends there and hold them in place. Then you will take your paper fastener and you'll put it through all the holes there. Have it. And it would be easier if you put your paper fastener through kind of like the inside of the straw here. Put it on that way, and then when you'll be able to fold and open up your ends, your paper fastener ends on the outside. And if it's a little kind of tight, you might just want to give it a little wiggle and make sure that it's loose enough at least to spin. Alright, and I don't want you to get a headache blowing. So if you're blowing and you feel like you have to blow it too hard, you can get a fan and set up and put it in front of a fan. My fingers keep hitting it down there. Might want to hold it low enough. But like I said, don't keep blowing so much that you get a headache and you start to feel lightheaded. That would not be good. So get a little fan, turn your fan on, hold it in front of there, and it will spin better and you won't have to get a headache. So this is one way to put our pinwheel together. The other way, if you have a pencil with an eraser and a push pin, you can decorate it. This square I made, this is an 8-inch size square. So it will be bigger than the other one that we made. But and I just kind of decorated the part of it the size that you would see. And I didn't color the back or anything, but you can do both sides if you want to. I've got my holes marked, my dots marked where I need to put my holes, and we'll punch those in. And then one in the middle here. If you can't quite get your hole puncher to the middle, then just do your scissor tip way. So just kind of gently twist and push on that. Alright, then we will start to fold over all of our corners. And it doesn't matter which one you start with. You can start with any corner. And we'll fold that over. And again, don't crease it. Just kind of leave it where it's got a little pocket to it. And we'll start to fold all those over to the center. And you'll get your push pin and push it through so that, and you'll see it on the back. And then you're going to gently push it through the eraser up here. But you don't want to push it all the way through your eraser, because then you'd have a pointy end on it that it would be a little dangerous and might would hurt you. So just kind of carefully push it through. So that's how you would do if you had a push pin and a pencil. And like I said, don't blow so hard that you give yourself a headache. Push that in a little bit more. But don't push so hard that you give yourself a headache. If you, like I said, want to get a fan, you can. And this is a larger one. It's kind of a little bit harder to blow and the larger ones, but it still works the same. So again, you've got these pinwheels. You can set them up. You can give them to anybody you want to give them. If you take a car ride, if you're going anywhere and you hop in the car and you happen to be where the vent's blowing, take your pinwheel, and when the air starts to blow, hold your pinwheel up to it and it'll spin. So I think that those are really fun, just kind of a fun little project to do. Next week, we will come together and create a watercolor ink drawing. So it's going to kind of have a modern, abstract look to it. You will need thick paper. If you have watercolor paper, that would be great. If not, cardstock. Or if you just have plain regular paper and it's not that thick, that will be fine too. But you might prefer some thicker paper. You'll need your watercolors, a paintbrush, a cup for water, some paper towels, and then you'll need an ink pen, a black ink pen or a black marker, so that we can draw our our contour continuous line there. So next week, I look forward to just coming together and creating our watercolor pen drawing, and I'll see you then.